So do you want to be at 100%? The study that was conducted was on the elite athletes. They lost 11.4%, which brought them from that point down to that point. What's going to happen when a college athlete or a high school athlete? High school athletes lose almost 30% of their capabilities in order to perform. Is that going to make a difference for you when you're in the playoff and you want to go further and you want to win the championship? Do you want to be at the height of where you can be, or where you're lost there with almost 30% loss? And we finally know that it has an impact on your hormones, and you guys could probably talk to this more, but hormones are important for your body and your muscles to recover after any workout. The most important one that you have is testosterone, and that can be reduced by up to 96 hours after drinking. And we know that men have 10 times more testosterone than women. But men who are drinking end up with testosterone levels similar to that of a female. So you can train as hard as you want, but your muscles aren't prepared and they don't have the hormones that you need in order to achieve the results that you would like. And ladies, unfortunately, we take a bigger hit because we don't have the testosterone. Our bodies have to work even harder in order to repair and to recover from alcohol use. So if you're going to go away tonight after all my fast talking, I told you I could talk fast, this would be one slide I want you guys to remember. Every night that you go out and drink, you lose 14 days worth of training. 2 weeks. Your 2-a-days that you're putting in, all those hours that you spent running, everything that you were doing in order to be at your best, in order to help your teammates out, has all been lost because of alcohol. Set some rules for yourself. If you have team captains in the room, you guys need to step up and hold your team accountable, and you need to set a very good example for your teammates and show them what you guys can do for 10 weeks. Surround yourself with positive people. Go to positive places. Don't go where there's alcohol. I'm sure that that's part of your codes and you want to follow through with all that as well. But refuse to associate with anybody that's going to keep you from your goals. What are your team goals? Do you just want to get into the conference championship, or do you want to win it? Those are the things you need to set out on paper and then work towards. And remember, it's all about you. You have those opportunities to make those choices and have people around you who can help you, support you, and make those choices. Raise the bar for yourself. See how high you guys can go. And remember, great things don't just happen, they're made. Thanks for the time tonight, and I'll send this over for you, and we'll be good to go.
Thank you, Rebecca. Our second presentation will be from Aurora, our athletic training provider. Nick Olson and Terry Ream, who is our athletic trainer, will speak second. But first up is Nick Olson.
My name, like Bill said, is Nick Olson. I'm with Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine. Myself and I'm sure a lot of you know Terry Ream, your athletic trainer. We are here. I'm just here briefly to talk about Athletic Republic. That was just a short, quick video, kind of graphically showing what Athletic Republic is all about. Basically, what Athletic Republic is It's our performance sports training program. I know a lot of you have been out there at the high school this summer working with Terry and some of the coaches on training, and that's kind of an offshoot of what we do at our facility at Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine. I just kind of want to read this, and this is in a nutshell. I think it really shows what Athletic Republic does. Like I said, it's performance sports training, but talk about athletes, we know how they move, we know how they work, we know how they act and react and interact with the environment around them. We know how they think, we know how their bodies are built and how their muscles respond. We know how they're wired from the neurologic to the metabolic. We know what makes them run and what makes them run faster. We know what makes them strong and what makes them stronger. We know what makes an athlete tick, 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 and how to fully develop the heart of a champion. And this is their tagline: we have the athlete down to a science. And what that means is Athletic Republic has been around for over 20 years. It's a nationally accredited program. There's centers all throughout the United States. We are fortunate to have one of these centers in our backyard in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And what I mean by we have the athlete down to a science is with this 20 years, it's all 20 years of research. 20 years of researching how an athlete works, functions, and what they respond to in training. So we have researched for over 20 years, and we have developed training protocols that our trainers, for example, like Terry will do, is train an athlete based on these protocols. So we have this type of training method is what we've adopted. We call it the test, teach, and train method of training. So what that basically means is we will take an athlete, we'll test them, him or her, we'll see where they're at physically and what areas they can improve on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to develop a training program that's going to really work on those types of areas of improvement, whether it's you want to increase your speed, you want to jump higher, throw harder, become stronger, lift, whatever it may be. One athlete is not going to want to get out of a program what the next one does. So we pride ourselves on personalizing programs for each individual athlete. So then we teach the athlete during their training, teach proper techniques, how they're gonna best succeed on the field by not wasting, with wasted movements and improper techniques. And we also train using, like I mentioned, research-based protocols. So there really is a method to the madness, if you will, of how we train. And like I said, kind of the training Terry did here was an offshoot of what we have the capabilities for to do at our place. And if you look at this slide, if you go through a recommended Athletic Republic program, these are the results you can achieve. Now imagine everybody in this room would want to drop 0.2 to 0.4 seconds in their 40 time, jump 3 to 6 inches higher in the vertical. For your baseball players, softball players, be able to throw 5 miles an hour faster. We train athletes to be able to do this. And another lost, kind of not on top of your mind, but Athletic Republic is really a program that is going to decrease the risk of injuries. And why that is because, like I said, the research that we've done on our training puts the athlete in the best possible position to succeed, but will also build the muscles around, for an example, an ACL. If anybody can avoid an ACL injury, that's nobody wants that. So if you can be able to function properly, run properly, jump properly, all that sort of stuff, strengthen those muscles that are going to decrease that risk of that catastrophic injury, that's what our program will help with. So basically, kind of in a nutshell, I didn't want to take up a whole lot of time today, but like I said, Athletic Republic is a performance sports training program, and we are here to help all you athletes here in this room with our relationship with the high school on athletic training services. We also here to help you with your performance levels and with Athletic Republic. So if you have any questions, everybody should have received a card. It's got a free trial training session. What that means is you can come try it out for free, just to make sure that that's something you want to do, and let us help you take your game to the next level. And then if you have any questions, the number's on there. Feel free to call us. Feel free to go stop in the training room and see Terry, and he'll be able to answer any of your questions. Terry's one of our most qualified trainers at our place, and he really knows the athlete and how they function. So pick his brain, talk to him, see how you can get better, and come see us. Also on there, you'll see we do have for all your athletes that haven't had your sports physical done yet. We are in the process of doing those, and we have 2 days left on our physicals, tomorrow night and Wednesday night. The number's on that card. Just call us, and you can still register. We still have spots available. Every athlete needs their sports physical, so come in and see us, and we'll get that taken care of for you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nick. Next up will be Terry Ream, our athletic trainer. He's just going to talk briefly about the concussion testing for the high school level. We began the impact testing, I believe, about 5 years ago. We were the first school in the state of Wisconsin to implement this, and I think over the years it's kind of put a lot of parents' minds at ease, and it's been a good thing. So I'll let Terry talk a little bit about it and what needs to be done as far as when you can take this test.
For those of you that are new, Impact basically is a computer program that I use, or we use here at the school. It doesn't test whether or not you have a concussion already. It tests, I basically run these kids through a bunch of tests that measures verbal and visual memory, processing speed, reaction time, and it gives me a baseline on where they're at cognitively now. So if they ever do get a concussion, I run them through that test again and we find where they're deficient. Some of you saw the sign-up sheets as you came in. I believe there's Friday yet, and then I have a couple days on a couple times on Monday yet. And I'm mostly worried about fall sports at this time. It's football, volleyball, cross country, and golf. So if those kids going out for those sports have not signed up yet, please do so. Basketball, wrestling, I'll get to you later, so don't worry. We do this every year, freshmen, juniors, any students transferring, or students that are going out for sport for the first time. I think that pretty much covers it, right? Yep. Any freshmen, juniors that still need to sign up, they're on the table there. I think that pretty much covers it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Terry. All right, we're going to get into all those forms that you picked up off the table outside. Probably anxious to get to handing those back in. Some of you had already turned those in the boxes. They're labeled high school and middle school. At the conclusion of the tonight, you can put them in the appropriate box. If you have your participation fee, $15 for this for middle school and high school, $15 participation fee. We have some envelopes up here if you have cash and you want to seal it up. Envelopes on the table as well. All right, just to get into what these forms are. There's been new guidelines set forth by the WIAA, that's the governing body of our athletics here at the school, as well as throughout the state of Wisconsin. And these guidelines that they put forth this past summer states that a student may not participate or participate in interscholastic athletics until the school has written evidence on file in its office attesting to, number one, parental permission each school year, including an acknowledgement of receiving the school athletic code. All right, so in that packet that you received or picked up or downloaded off the website, when you sign off, that means that you have read the athletic code, which is in the student handbook. Okay, so that's one to keep in mind. Number two, acknowledgement of receiving the WIAA rules of eligibility, which is on that packet. I think that's the second page, second, third, and fourth page. And number three is the athletic emergency form. Number four is the current physical fitness to participate in sports. And then we've added two other things to this here at the high school. First one is the current impact concussion testing, which Terry just talked about, and the second one is your $15 participation fee. All right, to go through the packet, the first one here, this is the acknowledgement form. The parent and student should sign this, the first page, stating that they've read the athletic code and so forth.